Hey everyone, this is Tim Conley, Chair of the Board for the Association of Unit Owners at Surf Tides, and I'd just like to add a little uh, video and verbal update on what's going on at the condo this month. You can see from the minutes pretty much what we've been up to. I was looking over them saying, of everything in the minutes, what should I highlight? I would suggest if you want to really know what's going on at Surf Tides, take a look at that manager's report. It was super detailed this month, lots of stuff going on. I don't know, everything from our rodent control is under control to getting bids for different things that we're having done here. One thing I wanted to highlight is down under unfinished business. The beach access railings are obviously broken apart and falling down. If you've been there recently, we've decided to go ahead and spend the $3,659 to get that repaired. And we had that budgeted in the reserve fund. We're also going to recoup some of that or attempt to recoup some of that from our neighbors with whom we share that walk down. And at the time, we can perhaps replace the sign, which says romantic retreats with no T on it, which is kind of one of the little quirks, gives us a lot of character here. But at any rate, we don't see doing anything with the concrete stairs, the uneven step, etc. We may get a look at the drainage at some point, but for now, we're just going to replace those railings so that people have can have a hand on them. We're not dealing with a parking solution. I'll tell you why in a minute. With in terms of parking, um, having more parking, etc., we need to take a good hard look at that deck. So we are, again, I'm under unfinished business. If you want to follow along, we're doing periodic unit checks on units that have not been occupied. Um, Starting with 357, which I think has been up for auction and failed to sell yet again. The auction was canceled, so we could not recoup past dues on that. But at any rate, I'll keep on that as the chair, working with attorney and with our secretary to try to recoup that. But in the meantime, we went in to take a look at it to make sure nothing is leaking, that we don't have any unwanted visitors in there, et cetera, et cetera. We did identify a unit with a closet door that would not close, so we're going to take steps to make sure that that gets closed. Anyway, let's see, what else did we do this month? The beach access, periodic checks. We revisited the smoking policy. Several owners would like to see signs on the deck because people do unfortunately smoke on the deck with some regularity, especially when the units are full. It's very vacant this time of year, but that led to a review of all signs on the property. And as chair, I went around and took a picture of every sign on the property and showed the board and the members that showed up for the meeting. And we looked at it and said, ugh, let's deal with all the signs. We'll figure out what to do with the no smoking sign. So we have a sign committee of volunteer members that are going to take a look at that and review signage. And if you have any input on that, feel free to go ahead and send it to Secretary Randy. He's on that committee. I think we went ahead on the replacing the front door to the office, which has been broken for a while. I know this may all sound boring, but it's very exciting to the board. Um, we're just taking care of the property. The parking deck. That's part of a larger thing. I'm not sure what's on the minutes here, so I'll just speak directly to it because we were here. The Association of Unit Owners went ahead and hired an engineering company to take a look at the entire building. And then we brought them back and paid them to come a company, a construction company, JR Construction, who went around and dug in a little bit, like what is under the T111 siding, what is underneath the walk-on decks, and very important to all of us is what's underneath the parking deck, the cement slabs that we all park on upstairs. And they went downstairs and several board members were here, Nene Rhodes, myself, our secretary, Randy, Lori Karamblis was here. And, we observed some of what they tore into. Randy in particular was keeping an eye on what they found. Interesting stuff. We will be working with a management company to effect repairs. The parking deck is safe. It's usable. It is a little crumbly around the edges, and that will have to be dealt with. But structurally, it appears to be sound. We have to wait for the engineering report on that. We did find some trouble on the west side of the building, as you can imagine, that Weather comes in off the ocean and keeps it pretty wet back there. Same with the north end, the north side and the west side. Will need some attention going forward. Unfortunately, the board has a management company we can work with to contract this stuff and get the biggest bang for the buck in terms of doing repairs on common areas. So that's pretty much the month at Surf Tides. It's been a very exciting year, very busy year. We hope to summarize that for you with some sort of year-end report, but we'll see where that goes. We confirmed that we're gonna have our next meeting date um, on January 15th, and I welcome everybody to attend. As I say, if you want to really know what's going on, read the management company report. It's very good. The couple of reminders, if you are going to work on your unit, replace floor, do any ceiling stuff, walls, anything like that that's going to cross the barrier into condo infrastructure, really anything that you do in your unit, just double check with the board. There's a form to use. Please fill that out. I continue to encourage you all to take a look at the association website. Communications Committee's done a great job of keeping that up to speed. Everything is on there, rules, regulations, covenants, et cetera, et cetera. All your minutes for the meetings are there, and would like to see that used even more going forward. So that's the view from the sea. Well, the view from the sea is behind me. I'm looking up at my background picture here. Right now, it is stormy. I took a walk on the beach earlier despite the rain, and it is ashy and full of sneaker waves. And it's actually a pretty exciting time. We had a king tides this month. Um, there was a lot of wave watching. We had 10 to 12 foot waves plus the king tides hitting down at Depot Bay. It was quite a show. Everybody turns out with their cameras for that one. So hope you get to visit Surf Tides take advantage of the units that you own here in the winter, as well as the summer. And as always, your board is never far away. Feel free to reach out to any of us. I'm going to look up and see if I can stop my recording here somehow. But at any rate, thanks for your participation, and hope we can have you present at some of our meetings or involved in the condo in any way going forward.